ADA, we start with 1 hour chart. Okay, first of all, as we can see, based on 1 hour chart, when the price was here, we mentioned we can expect the price to drop. This is what we get, but the way it's moving is very corrective. Now we want to see whether we can put this one as a correction for one more drop, because we mentioned if the price drop and we put this line here, which is the point is 1.088, we mentioned that this is the first level. If we get a reversal, we can look for buy. If there is a continuation, we look for one. Okay, but the only thing is what we can see here. Can this turn to a one move up to break the top? Can we look for buy here or not? Okay, first of all, I want to start with daily chart. I want to give a quite different information and why we have a different option. Okay, in this case, we'll start with one daily chart. The first things we can see with we had the price drop. Now we are already in this correction. How high, how deep this correction can be? Because when we have the corrective move, mostly we can expect the price to drop before we get the next up move, because we want to see bigger correction. Okay, and in this case, if we move to forward chart, all right, based on forward chart, the first things, the way we have been analyzing the chart, because every time you mentioned we can put this one as a correction in relative to this for one more drop, and if we get with the breakout of this low, any reversal, it can give us a really good trade setup, because we want this correction to be finished. Okay, now the things is, the way we're looking, first we're looking, maybe this one can give us 1 2 3, the next, and we can expect the price to break this low. The low which I'm talking is about 1.2 1.028. Okay, but right now the way this one is dropping, still we can expect this one as internal correction with one move up again to complete this before we get the down move. Now the question is how deep this one can be. All right, how long we will be within this correction. I put this line here, which is 1.31. If this one become a deeper correction, still we can expect the price to continue and take this top, which is 1.31, before we get the one drop. Okay, but one thing we need to mention here, if the price, for example, drop from here, still we can expect the price come to the trend line, break and break this low. Okay, and even drop to 1.0 0.9. What I want to say that if we get within this range, if we, for example, if we get the any drop, the first things we look is a trend line. If there is a breakout with a correction, still we can expect for the continuation. The maximum we're looking is 0.9. Okay, but all it depends whether the price can break the trend line or not. But if this one become more corrective, the price reach to 1.31, then the next drop we cannot expect the breakout, even this the lowest price, which is here. The only thing is the price take the trend line for the continuation. That means this correction will be differently. Okay, but from what we have right now, if we get any down move, the next move we can confirm, we can look for buy. This is the best option. How this one can give us a confirmation. And if this one become more corrective, the drop can be quite sharp. All right, from whatever we mentioned, how this correction, how high it can go, 1.131 maximum. Okay, it's not the maximum, still we can expect the price to continue as a corrective to this line. And if the price drop, it depends where we get the drop, whether we get here or at this level. We explain how deep it can go. All right, based on whatever I mentioned right now, we need to get one more drop. For example, we expect the price to move up, drop at least before we look for the next up move. Then why we have this second, opportunity, second option to have entry above this top. Okay, this one is quite about the what we see in the history for the chart. For example, if we move to here, we get the first move, we have this one, we get the correction, and the second move as a correction, second move with the correction. When we see these things, still we can expect the price to break the top. Maybe we can get one move down. This is what we can explain right now. Okay, but what we can see here, the price sharply break the top and continue. Okay, to trade this, the best was to have entry above the top. Okay, that's why we mentioned, in case this one is a corrective and didn't give us one more drop and the price continue from here, we can have entry above this. Because if we go back to the chart, we have seen this kind of the moves for the ADA. in some other charts. That's why we put the entry above the top, but we mentioned it's really risky. Easily price can tag and reverse. Maybe this is not the start of the up move, but still we can have an entry above that, and we should know how to manage it. But still the best option is if we get one more drop. Okay, now we came up why we have a different option, why we're looking at this, and why we're looking for one more drop. Okay, now we know that this is a correction, and how, I mean, why we have a different possibility, different option. Now explain, and what we're looking for, and how high this one can go as a corrective. And if this one drop, the first thing is the breakout on the trend line. If there is a breakout of the trend line, what we can look for. Now we want to see how we can trade it. If I move to 1 hour chart, whatever we explain, the levels always based on a 1 hour chart, except the entry above the top, which is we will have based on 1 hour chart as well. Okay. And if we move to 1 hour chart, we mentioned if there is a continuation, in case the price continue from here, we can watch out this level to look for buy. Okay, and what we want the price tag, break and continue. If the tag within 1 or 2 hours is not moving, we take out the trade. And also we mentioned, since we have this, the price broke the previous top, the price drop. Okay, no, it's dropping. If there is a continuation based on 1 hour chart, the first level we can, if we get the reversal, we can look for buy is 1.088. That means if this one turn to a correction for one more drop with the breakout of this low, when the price come near to this trend line, sorry, this level 1.088, any reversal, for example, with the sharp move flag, we can look for buy with the breakout of the top. If the price drop and broke this level, the next level with the breakout of this line, I will look for this. If I get the, I will look for one. If I, that's, I mean, at that price, if I get any reversal with a sharp move flag, I will look for buy. Then I will start to manage whether this is the one is going to move or it give me a bigger correction. If I see the bigger correction, we take out the trade. Okay, now this is how we're looking at for trade. But how about if this one turned to a correction in relative to this? Do we want to trade for this? It depends on the traders, because really short-term trade, if we move to 15 minute, because whatever we're looking for, we're looking for the long-term trade. The one is going to break the top and continue. But if we want to trade, we consider, no, this is the only correct, this is the only move, and this is the flag. We can have entry above the top, and we expect the price to break this high. Okay, this is for the short-term traders. They can I mean, trade it. But whatever we explain is we explain for the long-term trade. Okay, still we explain, we thinking if we get whether from here or the price break the top, we get the reversal. If still we thinking we need to confirm this correction is over, finish, before we look for next move. And one more thing I need to highlight here, that okay, how about if we can see here, after this we get this up move and the price reverse. This is what we can expect here, because we can get the sharp move, the price break the top, even continue to this level 1.31. At that times, if we get any trade when the price come to this level, if there is, we see there is a continuation, we keep. If we see it's correcting, we take out the trade, because from there we can get the really sharp move down, then reversal. That's why I mentioned if this one become more corrective, or even this one move as a corrective move to become deeper move, the next drop can be more sharp, may similar to what we get here before we get a reversal. Okay, now we need to know, watch if we get any trade, how to manage as well. By the way, I tried to explain, I put some of the reasons why we have a different option, and the reason is we're looking for the long-term trade. Okay, and now based on 1 hour chart, this one still can turn to a one. This one in relative to this as a corrective. Maybe we get a one more drop or not. Still, we can expect the price to move, break the top. Then from there we get one more drop. That's why I know we can have an entry above the top. And what we want is the price tag, break, and continue. If the tag within 1 or 2 hours is not moving, we take out the trade. We don't stay with the trade. Anyway, we have no much. I mean, there is no much changes in compared to our last analysis. Just now, I tried to put some information on why we have a different option, and know what we're looking. We are looking for this. Okay, we want to see how deep it can go before we get the next move, and the way it's moving is really corrective. Any trade within this corrective move we consider as a short term. That's mean if we get uh, any trade, as long as we get into the profit, we should start to manage. For example, we have this: the price broke the previous top, but after they broke the top, it start to correct. Still, we can expect this one to break the next, this top, then we give us one more drop. Okay. Anyway, we just follow the chart. We see how we can trade it. And right now, if there is a continuation from here, the only way is having entry above the top. Trading this one, we consider as a short term. I just leave it for the traders. And again, if this one continue to drop lower, when the price come to any of these levels, this is where we can look for the reversal. If we get any reversal with a sharp move flag, we can look for buy and start to manage. Rather than that, we just let it go and see how this correction can form, and can then from there we can trade it. Anyway, if I see any update, I will share. Thanks.